If you are watching this video, it is not by accident. It is not the result of a random algorithm or a chance click. Your presence here is a calculated event in the quantum field, a precise and meaningful intersection of frequency. Think of it as a form of quantum resonance. Your consciousness has been emitting a specific signal, a frequency that signifies you are ready for a profound upgrade, and this information has arrived as the corresponding energetic match. You have likely been feeling it for some time now, haven't you? A subtle hum beneath the surface of your days. Perhaps you've experienced sudden flashes of knowing, insights that arrive fully formed without any logical precursor. You might have noticed reality itself seeming more malleable, more fluid. The synchronicities have intensified, moving from charming coincidences to undeniable signposts, a language the universe is speaking directly to you. Maybe you are seeing repeating numbers, patterns in nature, or feeling unexplained physical sensations, tingling, pressure in your third eye, or waves of energy moving through your body. Do not dismiss these experiences. They are not quirks of an overactive imagination. They are the symptoms of a planetary-wide consciousness shift, and you are on the very front lines of it. These are the telltale signs that your energetic and biological systems are being meticulously calibrated. Your internal frequency is being raised, preparing you to receive and integrate a new operational framework for reality, a master key that unlocks the source code of creation. You are being prepared to receive what I call the quantum password. Your journey, your readiness, your very awareness has brought you to this exact moment to receive it. Now, I know that for many of you, this period of calibration has not been easy. In fact, it has likely been the most challenging time of your life. You may have experienced the collapse of a significant relationship, the loss of a career you thought defined you, or faced financial pressures that brought you to your knees. From the old perspective, these events look like failure, loss, and hardship. But from a quantum perspective, they were a profound and necessary gift. This was not a punishment. It was a purification. It was a strategic and purposeful clearing of all incompatible frequencies from your energetic field. Think of your life as a high-performance instrument. To resonate with the highest octaves of reality, you must be in perfect tune. Those old relationships, outdated career identities, and limiting financial beliefs were like discordant notes, creating static and interference in your field. They were attachments that kept your frequency anchored to a reality of limitation and struggle. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and love for you, orchestrated their removal. It was a controlled demolition to clear the ground for a new, unshakable foundation. These events were designed to strip away everything you thought you were, so that you could finally discover who you truly are. I discovered this principle in my own life during a period of absolute desperation. I had lost everything that I had built my identity around. My business had failed, my relationship was over, and I was financially and emotionally bankrupt. In a moment of complete surrender, lying on the floor with nothing left to lose, I let go. I stopped fighting, stopped trying to figure it out, and for the first time, I simply became present with the raw energy of my being. In that emptiness, a profound truth flooded my awareness. It wasn't an intellectual concept. It was a cellular-level recognition, a password that immediately recoded my reality. Within days, my entire world began to reconfigure around this new state of being. That is the password I am here to give you today. The quantum password is not a phrase to be memorized or an affirmation to be repeated. It is a fundamental shift in identity. It is the recognition of the ultimate truth of your being. The password is this: I am is the only reality and everything else is. I am in temporary form. Read that again and let it sink past your conscious mind. I am is the only reality. Everything else, your body, your name, your history, your problems, your desires, the world you see, is I am in temporary form. This is the shift from identifying with the fleeting character on the stage to remembering you are the timeless consciousness that imagines the entire play. Your subconscious mind, as neuroscience has shown, governs over 95% of your life. It runs the programs of your identity. For your entire life, that identity has likely been I am John, I am a failure, I am struggling, I am unworthy. You have been commanding reality from a state of limitation. When you embody the truth that you are simply I am, the formless, potent, pure awareness before any label is attached, you reclaim your power as the sole operant force in your reality. You stop being a person trying to manifest things within reality, and you become consciousness itself, the very field from which all realities are selected. This is the deeper meaning behind the observer effect in quantum physics. The observer doesn't just see a reality. The act of observation collapses infinite probability into a single experience. But who is the true observer? It is not your personality. It is not the collection of memories and traumas you call me. The true observer is the formless I am consciousness. When you operate from that level, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You are the consciousness that is choosing which circumstances to collapse from the quantum field into your experience. Your challenges arose because you identified with the temporary form, forgetting you were the eternal I am that was animating it. The password restores you to your rightful position as the creator of your world. So how do you begin to operate from this state? This is not about thinking positive thoughts. This is about a radical reconditioning of your sense of self. It begins with the pause. The next time you feel fear, lack, or frustration, I want you to stop. Do not engage with the story. Do not try to solve the problem from the level of the problem. Instead, take a deep breath and mentally or verbally state, this feeling of fear is not who I am. It is I am in a temporary form of fear. This bill is not my reality. It is I am in a temporary form of a bill. You are disidentifying from the experience and re-identifying with the source of the experience. This is the practical application of the observer effect. In the famous double-slit experiment, a quantum particle exists as a wave of all possibilities until it is observed. The moment it is observed, it collapses into a single particle at a single point in space. Your limited, human identity is the act of constantly observing lack, problems, and separation, thus continuously collapsing that reality into existence. When you shift your identity to the formless I am, you return to the state of the wave of all potential. From that state of pure potentiality, you can then consciously choose the reality you wish to experience. You do this by feeling the state of being you desire. Instead of trying to get something, you embody the feeling of being the person who already has it. This isn't wishful thinking. This is quantum law. Your state of being is the frequency you broadcast to the quantum field, and the field must organize itself to match that frequency. Let's go deeper. Your body is a holographic projection of your consciousness. The science of epigenetics reveals that your perception of the environment controls your genetic expression. But what is your ultimate environment? It is your state of being. When you live in a state of stress, fear, and separation, you are sending a signal to your cells to express genes of disease and survival. You are, at a biological level, creating a reality of struggle. When you shift your identity to the fundamental I am, to pure consciousness, you are bathing your cells in an environment of coherence, wholeness, and infinite potential. You are literally instructing your DNA to access its highest blueprint of vitality and well-being. The incoherence you have felt in your life, the anxiety, the confusion, the feeling of being at odds with the world, is the direct result of a fractured identity. It is the conflict between the temporary form you believe yourself to be and the infinite I am that you truly are. Every problem you face is rooted in this case of mistaken identity. When you try to solve your money problems as a person who lacks money, you can only create more lack. When you try to find love as a person who feels lonely, you can only attract more loneliness. The clearing you have endured was designed to make this fractured identity so painful that you would have no choice but to let it go and seek a deeper truth. You are not a fragment. You are the whole, pretending to be a fragment. The quantum password is the key to ending this game of pretend and reclaiming your wholeness. It is the master command that aligns your mind, your body, and your external reality into a single, coherent, powerful expression of source energy. Now, I want you to integrate this into your life starting today, right now. This is not a philosophy to be debated. It is an operating system to be installed. Here is your practice. For the rest of today, in every interaction and every quiet moment, I want you to hold a gentle background awareness of I am. When you speak to someone, know that it is I am experiencing I am in the temporary form of another person. When you look at a tree, know that it is I am admiring I am in the temporary form of a tree. When a negative thought or emotion arises, greet it with the knowing, there is I am in the temporary form of doubt. Do you see the power in this? It dissolves all separation. It ends the internal war. There is no other. There is no enemy. There is only I am, playing in an infinite field of its own creation. This practice will begin to rewire your neural pathways. It will move you from the reactive survival-based brain networks into the creative, whole brain states of genius and flow. I want you to engage with this process. In the comments below, I want you to share one moment from your past where you felt, even for a second, a sense of this boundless I am presence, a moment in nature, in meditation, or a moment of profound peace. By sharing it, you anchor that frequency and help others to recognize it within themselves. Of course, your old identity will not go quietly. The ego, the construct of the person you thought you were, will fight for its survival. It will flood you with doubt. It will tell you this is nonsense, that your problems are very real, and that you are just a powerless human. This is its job. Expect it, but do not believe it. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Simply see it for what it is. I am in the temporary form of doubt. Acknowledge it, and then gently return your focus to the silent, knowing presence of I am that is aware of the doubt. This is the core of ancient spiritual teachings. In the Vedanta philosophy, the path to enlightenment is called neti neti, which means not this, not that. The sage dismisses every temporary form. I am not my body. I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings, until only the undeniable reality of I am remains. In the Bible, when Moses asks God for his name, the response is I am that I am. This is the ultimate statement of being. It is not a name, but a declaration of the one and only reality. Your journey has brought you to the point where science and spirit converge, where the insights of quantum mechanics validate the wisdom of the ages. You are not meant to struggle. You are not meant to be a victim of a reality that happens to you. You are the operant power, the creative consciousness, and the sole authority in your world. The struggles you endured were the final exam of the old paradigm. You have passed. The password has been delivered. It is now yours. Not as information in your mind, but as the very essence of your being. You are here because you are ready to graduate from being a person who manifests to being the consciousness that creates worlds. The clearing is complete. The calibration is done. Your only task now is to be what you have always been. Be the I am. From this state, your intentions are no longer hopeful wishes sent out into a vast universe. They are commands issued from the central operating system of reality itself. Do not just watch this video and move on. Commit. For the next 24 hours, live as if the only reality is I am, and everything else is a temporary costume it is wearing. Observe the shifts. Notice how the world begins to respond to you differently. Notice how solutions appear out of thin air. Notice how your state of inner peace becomes unshakable. You are the creator and the creation. You are the observer and the observed. You hold the password. Now go and be the reality you choose.